Hey guys, welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake, and today we're going to be working in the wood yard, but we're not going to be splitting firewood. Let me shed a little light on what we're going to be doing. So if you didn't pick up on my poor attempt of a joke there, for quite some time I've been wanting to open up the woodyard road where I do most of my drying, as you can see here in all the totes, to get some more light back here. Last year when we first moved into the property, it was just all systems go, pushing ahead to get this thing opened up and usable so I could start splitting firewood. And now that I have a decent stockpile stocked up, I'd like to clear some more trees to allow some more sunlight. You can't tell the sun is back there, to allow this wood to dry out quicker. So I've marked some trees along the road here with some spray paint. Let me show you those trees, and I think we're gonna start cutting them down today. So right now I'm on the back side of the IBC tote, wall, so to speak. And as you can see, I've put some orange spray paint markers on these trees here. Now they're not the biggest trees in the world. I'm avoiding cutting down the really big trees, which would take, bigger chippers, bigger equipment, more manpower and stuff. I'm just trying to open up basically the understory of the forest here. That way it'll allow some more sunlight to penetrate down through, because right now, all these maple trees, they're mostly maples, just basically block out the sun totally. Like you can see the sun over there, and the tops of the trees are getting light, but down here to all my wood, not so much. So I think I counted out like 13 or 14 trees. They go all the way down here, basically to that big double stem white oak. That's where I've marked, thus far. Beyond that, I do have some IBC totes for drying, but for right now, I just want to focus on this main area, being that the majority of the totes are lined up, all along here. Okay guys, so I just went and hooked up the WoodMaxx MX-8800 PTO chipper. I did not put the grapple on the front because I think it's going to be easier for me to move the totes and kind of shimmy them down as I go. As you can see, I cleared out an area here for these first two, and I basically just there were 3 totes there, and I just shuffled them up this way, kind of a little bit of leapfrog. So I think as I go, for these next 3 trees over here, I'll probably just have to move these 3 or 4 totes up here, and so on and so forth. So if I had the grapple on, I would have to keep, switching back and forth between the grapple and the pallet forks, and that would kind of be a pain. Perfect hinge, holding wood. I wanted it to pull to the left to avoid the IBC tote, and we did just that. Here goes the second one. Okay, 2 perfect drops. Again, nice holding wood for my hinge. Fell exactly where I wanted. Let's see if they took out my other camera. Nope, still standing right there where I left it. All right, well, let's get these suckers cleaned up. right, guys, so obviously got those down, chipped up, no problem. Just hit them with the Mingo marker. Now I'm gonna cut them at every 1/8 dot. That way they're manageable, you know, size lengths, and put them up into a pile, open up this space to leapfrog the IBC totes down farther, and we're just gonna keep going. Well, guys, we got those 3 down, 1 little one and 2 bigger ones. I'm gonna clean it up before I attack this big maple. It's probably the biggest one out of all 14 of the trees. It might be tied with that other dark one over there. But I know this is gonna be an unpopular opinion here, but all of these are going through the WoodMaxx MX-8800. They're nowhere near 8 inches. And I know a lot of you are gonna say, well, Jake, that's such a waste of wood. You could split them in half and have like nice bundle wood and stuff. But yeah, you know, it might be a waste of wood, but it's also a waste of time. You know, for me to get, I don't know, like probably 60 pieces of little, you know, firewood out of it, it's just not worth the time. I might as well chip it. It's worth more to me as ground cover to keep the weeds and stuff down than anything else. So it's going through the chipper. So guys, by now you're probably like, wow, that WoodMaxx chipper, it is great. It's amazing how it eats up all that big wood. It's crazy how it never gets jammed up. Well, it got jammed up. So this is how you would go about unjamming it. Obviously, tractor off, PTO disengaged. Take out this big bolt right here. We're going to open up the flywheel cover, and as you can see here, this thing is pretty jammed up. I was feeding a big piece of wood through it, and it looks like it's caught. I can see it right here. It's caught between the flywheel and the roller wheels. So next thing you do is you're gonna take off these little clips here. Sometimes it helps to have a screwdriver. Just kind of pop these off. And then put your screwdriver down, kind of hold on it. Take the pressure off, and then take your pin out. Be careful not to lose those pins. You know, it's funny. Somebody just commented in the comments section the other day saying how they bought a WoodMaxx chipper and they loved it so far, but it ended up getting jammed, and they remembered watching some of my videos, or the video actually that I first posted. I think I got it jammed, like clogged up on the first day, and I had no idea how to do this. So I kind of figured it out on my own, but they said they remembered seeing me do it. They went back to the video, watched, and got it unjammed, lickety split. We're back to splitting. So whoever that was, I'm glad I could help out, and hopefully this will help out some other people in the future. So now that we got both of the gas shocks disengaged, there's this pin here. Probably don't know what it is until you actually have to use it, but it's super handy, and you pop it out, now you can totally lift up this entire feed wheel mechanism like so, and there's these holes here, and conveniently this pin goes into those holes like so and holds it up. That way you can clear the jam. So where'd I put, here's my other cotter pin, put it back in so I don't lose it. And let me move you guys so you can see what we're dealing with. So basically right now this is what it looks like. Flywheel there, and roller feed wheel is up and disengaged. So basically this is, oh, if I can get the camera angled the right way. So basically this is what we're looking at. Here's the piece of wood, and as you can see, now it's easily accessible, and we can pull it out and clear the jam. Obviously, again, I want to reiterate, do not do this with the tractor on or the PTO engaged. I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm going to, because, you know, the human race is always astonishes me. So there we go, jam cleared. One more thing. In the past, like, yeah, if you know, like, you were feeding something through and it was small and it, you know, just randomly got jammed up, yes, in the past I have kind of like powered the clutch through it, and you can watch the PTO shaft and it will sometimes clear it, but don't burn out your clutch or your PTO or however you engage your PTO on your tractor. Just take like the 5 minutes like I'm doing right here. WoodMaxx makes it super easy to unjam the chipper and clean it out. So just do that. Save your investment, you know, on both the tractor and the chipper. So now we got the piece out. This is what we were dealing with here. And we're going to put all this stuff back together just as fast as it came apart. So we're just doing it in opposite. We're gonna pop this pin out like so. Let that drop down. Pin goes back in its handy storage compartment. Reconnect your gas shocks. Now be careful that it doesn't fly up and jam you in the face. Don't ask me how I know that. Just kidding, it hasn't done that, but I'm sure given the right scenario, it could definitely knock out some teeth. Clip that on. Do the other side. And by the way, don't disconnect the bottom of the gas shocks. Again, you can ask me how I know that, and it's because I did that the first time. And it is much easier, and actually the only recommended way is to disconnect these top parts, mounts of the gas shock. Do not do it on the bottom, because it just, the geometry of everything does not work that way. So now we got our flywheel, no problem spinning. So we can go ahead and shut our chipper chute once all this gunk is cleared out of there. Okay, now this should close better. Yep. Take our bolt, thread it back in, and we are unjammed, unclogged, ready to fire back up. Now, granted, I am chipping sugar maple here, which is of the hardest types of maple. So that's why, if you notice that I'm kind of like feathering the feed wheel, it's just to give the PTO a chance to catch up, because it's pretty hard wood. So we're back together, and you know, of course, it wouldn't be a fix if he didn't come out bleeding a little bit. So all right, guys, so we got all those down, cleaned up for the most part. Just got to do a little blowing here to get all the leaves and stuff off. This last maple right here, this is a big culprit, I think, of a lot of shade here. So what my plan is to drop this puppy, and I'm really hoping, and I think it will, that the tips of it will clear this oak, mainly that branch up there. Beautiful, beautiful. Cleared tips, brushed that oak, laid right down, no problem. As you can see, my hinge here, I kept it pretty dang even. I wanted it to pull to the left, so I cut a little bit more on the right, just to make sure I was clear of those IBC totes. So that's how you steer the tree. Didn't even need the wedges. So all in all, that was great. This is really nice diameter, super straight stuff. So for all the firewood we just chipped, or the little bit of firewood I should actually say, we're gonna get some nice firewood pulls out of this sugar maple right here. And it just opened up a big spot in the canopy. Well, all right, guys, that is a wrap. Got everything put back to its respected place. Now we're gonna step back here. I'll try and do like a screenshot or a screen grab of the video when I first started and what it looked like to see if it looks any different. I'm thinking that I can see a lot more sky up there. There's also two big dead ash trees, one there and one you can kind of see over there. Neither of which are, well, actually, that one might be on my property. This one is not on my property, but I'm sure my neighbor wouldn't mind if I took it down for him and used the firewood. So maybe that'll be an upcoming video. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. It looks a lot more open, and I think that will help, you know, with this whole firewood drying thing. It sounds like the dogs are going, our dogs are going crazy for my neighbor's dog over there. But yeah, I think it's gonna open up a lot more sunlight as I keep going down. And you know, obviously I'm starting on this side. The sun rises over there and then comes across and, you know, sets over this direction. So I can even do some thinning out over on this side. You know, there's a lot of smaller maples just up in the woods here. You know, selectively cut them. That way I don't, you know, thin it out too much. But, you know, these little maples, they just push out growth everywhere as they're striving to, you know, reach for the sky and, you know, dominate all the lower underbrush. So once you take out a couple, it just really starts to open things up. I mean, you can see here versus like over here. So that's the goal. We're going to keep going. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. WoodMaxx MX-8800 wood chipper just always impresses. Despite it getting clogged, I'm glad that actually did happen, because I haven't showed how to unclog it in quite some time. So hopefully some of you guys find that useful. If you own one, or if you're considering buying one and it ever does get clogged, super easy to get unclogged. So yeah, that's going to be it. Any new subscribers? We've been getting a ton of new subscribers lately, which is awesome. I don't know why. I'm basically putting out the same type of content. I know Sarah's been in some of the videos, so I mean, let's face it, it's probably because of that. But thank you to any and all new subscribers. We got like 200 something videos. Go back in the archives. Not as much as Chris in the Woodyard, but you know, we're getting there little by little, day by day. So check out all those old videos. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate it. Questions, comments, feedback, throw it down in the comments section. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.